do you train your dragon? Well, you can find out in theaters by checking out a film about an ancient threat that endangers both Vikings and dragons alike on the Isle of Berk. The friendship between Hiccup, an inventive Viking, and Toothless, a night fury dragon, becomes the key to both species forging a new future together. This is in theaters right now. This is based off of the DreamWorks picture, How to Train Your Dragon, which had voices including Jay Baruchel, Jonah Hill, and others. Poppin' or not? Well, this is a live action adaptation of a very beloved animated film, one that I never really found beloved. I never found anything against the film. I remember seeing the trailer for the animated one and thinking, I don't know, I don't really want to see this. And I never did. I always heard really great things. They made like three or four movies and a TV show, all successful enough where this film that was made in 2010, only 15 years later, has a live action adaptation. That means something. And so I decided to rewatch the animated film because I kind of watched it when I was younger, but I was like background noise or someone's like little brother had it on or something. Because I was like 19. I ain't gonna watch How to Train Your Dragon. I only watch Pixar movies. I don't even watch Pixar movies anymore. How old am I? I liked what I saw from the trailer, so I decided to watch the original animated film. And I liked the original animated film specifically because I thought it was pretty funny. I thought they had some inventive ways of having different types of dragons. The mythos that they created in the film, I thought was a bit endearing. I dug it. And I thought it was funny. When I saw the flying scenes in the animated version, I was like, yo, this is cool. I dig this. And again, I watched this after watching the live action trailer. So all I'm thinking about when I'm watching the flying scenes in the animated feature was, yo, they can and they better nail these flying scenes. That's all I'm excited for. Everybody say hi to Bucky. Hey, Bucky. I need you to do me a favor, big guy. Let me know. Let the viewers know, because I already know about how we rated How to Train Your Dragon. Tis be poppin' indubitably. It was poppin'. I liked it a lot. Pros are close to the original. Very close to the original. There were so many scenes that were like straight out of the original. Excellent costume design and art direction because, again, this is about like Vikings and shit. So you have some different clothes, different manner of speaking, and a different look. And they had all of that. It was very whimsical. The acting was fun. I liked the main kid. He did remind me a little bit of Jay Baruchel from the first one. I did like the female lead. Gerard Butler was pretty good in it. Gerard Butler's very good in it. Nick Frost, I'm always a huge fan of. And yeah, I thought acting was solid. Some of the cons, though, before we get into the rest of my pros. The movie's not as funny as the original. And it's probably because they had like comedic actors doing voices of these kids. And these comedic actors that are way older now, can't do this. They're not young enough. And also, they wanted to hit like a more relatable story that was less comedic. It's fun. Specifically, a pro is the score isn't too scary. It's thrilling and it's whimsical, but it's not too scary for a kid's movie because some scary shit happens in the movie. But I was never like on the edge of my seat, which sounds like a dig, but it isn't a dig. I think that if you're doing a kids movie, you need to choose your battles about how thrilling you should be because you don't want to scare the kids too much. And I feel like if I was a kid watching this film and hearing the music, I'd be like, yeah, I'm comfortable. This is enjoyable. I'm a robot child. I kind of wish I didn't see the first original movie before seeing this. I am a completionist. If you are telling me that this movie is a remake, I'm probably going to watch the original. If you're going to tell me this is the 8th installment of something that had 7 movies prior and 2 TV shows, I'm probably going to want to finish all that shit before I watch the new one. Because I like to see what they're referencing and see how close they are to everything. Issue. This was too close to the original, so much so that everything surrounding it wasn't very special. The scenes that they recreated were special in the sense of, yeah, they did do that. I do find Toothless adorable. These flying scenes are sick as hell. They did a really good job. They did a really good job. It's just nothing else really sparked, besides little bouts of fire coming out of the mouths. The little battle scenes that they had in training to fight the dragons were fun and cool and somewhat funny, but everything else besides the relationship between him and Toothless, I did like the relationship with Hiccup and his dad, with Gerard Butler. I did like that a lot. But it wasn't anything like new that we've seen before. And since this is a remake, the thing that they're really trying to surround is the look at what we did that they did before. They didn't really they adapted it into live action, and I can still see the difference between, I can find the difference between this and the original. And I know they absolutely paid the original respect with this film. It's just everything else wasn't very oh wow, besides the flying scenes. I thought the flying scenes were whoa, dope, cool. So much so that towards the third act, the final boss fight, I was nodding off a little bit. And I don't think it's the film's fault. I'm not their target audience. I don't even think parents that are taking their kids to the movie that actually saw it when they were a kid were the target audience. I think that they're just trying to bring in a new audience to watch this and the original film. And for that, I think they succeeded. It wasn't a bad movie by any means. It just wasn't the most special movie, which is not bad. So still popping because it was entertaining. If you're a fan of the original, I think you'll appreciate how much they reference the original and how much they recreate. The flying scenes are dope. But you will agree, the first one was better, which is usually the case. So I'm going to give it, I don't want to give it a burnt medium because burnt medium indicates it wouldn't even a C. But I feel like I give so many movies a medium. But I'm going to give this one a medium. I think it did its job, and that's it. Nothing wrong with that. Right? All right.